Science and Art of Fishing, brought to you by Zman. Featuring BASS Elite Tournament professional, Casey Ashley.
The bladed swim jig is one of the most unique fish catching lures to hit the market in a long time. The most common way to work this lure is to cast it out and crank it back. Although this retrieve will do the job most of the time, the bladed swim jig is much more versatile than an ordinary spinnerbait and can be fished in many ways. A good example, chatterbait. It can be fished like a jig or a spinnerbait or even a crankbait. When fishing it as a jig, weight is important. 3/8 to 5/8 ounce seems to be the most effective size range. Color choice of darker colors, black and blue, brown, pumpkin, or green pumpkin, seems to be the most effective. Blade color is optional, and I prefer gold and silver most of the time, but I know a couple of pros who use black blades with good success. And there are some bladed swim jigs that have weed guards, and they really help in heavy cover. Around deep, open water structure, the standard swim jig will work fine. Just let it sink and fish it like a jig. Another effective way to use a bladed swim jig is to fish it like a spinnerbait. If you've never fished a bladed swim jig, first time out, try fishing it just like a spinnerbait. You can slow roll it, retrieve it at a constant medium speed, or you can burn it. A lot of fishermen use standard cast and retrieve with excellent results. There are many bladed swim jigs on the market, so when you choose one, make sure that the blade is attached directly to the eye of the hook. The closer the blade is to the head, the better the action. By design, the blade needs to wobble back and forth, striking the head of the swim jig. This creates two fish-attracting things, a rattle or clattering sound. We all know how bass love the sound of rattles, and intense vibration. If you don't feel the vibration, set the hook. It's all in the retrieve. We talked about the swim jig having erratic action. This sudden darting action is a tremendous strike getter. A real good tip is every 4 or 5 turns with the reel handle, pop the rod. This will cause the swim jig to dart either right or left, giving it a more erratic action. Hey, take it from me.